Okay. Good morning, Lou. Good morning, Mark. News. Ivan. Romeo, applicant for the brain. Remember, good morning. The list for the previous children or on ID number 3 it's a page of 45, maybe 0 0 46, 06 0 47, 8 maybe 6 0 0 49, 26 0 0. Third person, the Layman, the Malay. This is one third person, so let's leave that one right now. Members, one student of the core, engineer, Ryan, yes, uh, Bob, end user for construction, union creator, end user for maintenance, Acer and from Suba, the same box secretary members, Maria Ron, Uson,
Present.
Mary Joy Badua, Martin Worthy member, family,
Present.
and this. Representative from the planning design section, Engineer Darby Dario.
Present.
Then operation signal procurement for okay, thank you very much. You and it appears you didn't mind to discuss exactly this activities. Good morning, everyone. So for today's agenda, really lectures for 7 projects. First, we're going to discuss the green presentation or explanation of the following. The basic contract data, including the contract resolution, EPC and calculator. Then the requirements of the documents, including instructions to leaders, general conditions for the contract, special conditions of the contract and specifications, rulings, the bill of quantities and the forms to be used. Next, the documents to be submitted by the leaders, their technical proposal and the financial proposal. And the criteria and procedure for the eligibility checking, during the examination of fees, detailed evaluation of fees, cost qualification, and use of award. Second agenda is the questions or comments from leaders, if any, and the reply are of members and other representatives of these procurement entities. Third agenda is other matters, and the fourth agenda is the summary of the proceedings, including the issuance of the supplemental or gain duty. So for our first agenda, may I request our end users from construction engineer, construction projects engineer Prieto, and for maintenance projects engineer Sandoval to discuss or present the data as mentioned earlier for our first agenda. For our first project, this is the physics verify or MVUC is engineers company. So the basic data is Company, hubungan associate wilayah komunitas hubungan sistem aset preservation program, rehabilitation construction company, plan rules, secundarios, sebagai depan yang terseru, dan dari itu plus 555 dengan dari plus inti program applications sebagai yang terseru, atau bagi program is 30 million investor itu contract duration in 164 calendar days and the amount of legal documents is 25,000 days. For 26 FJ 45, contact name, BFSP, BIP, multi-purpose buildings, facilities to support services. Construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Sawang, Masbate. 12.23337 north, 123.7575 east. The contract location is Uson Masbate. The approved budget for the contract is 4,098,639 Contract duration is 90 calendar days. The amount of reading documents is 5,000 pesos.
For contact ID 260-0046, contact name CCSB, Official Road Fund, Motor Vehicle Users Charge and MVUC, as per RA 11239, Buenavista-Kawayan Road, kilometer 50, kilometer 50 plus 190, and kilometer 53 plus 282, kilometer 53 plus 830. Contact location is Buenavista-Kawayan Road. Approved budget for the contract is 36,069,604 pesos and 71 centavos. Contract duration is 18 calendar days, and the amount of billing documents is 25,000. For contract ID 268047, contract name CCSP Special Road Fund Motor Vehicles User Charge BUC as per RA 11239, Preventive Maintenance Secondary Roads, Buenavista-Kawayan Road, kilometer 39 plus 00, kilometer 40 plus 00. Contract location is Buenavista-Kawayan Road. With the approved budget for the contract of 54,652,092 pesos and 72 centavos. Contract duration is 105 calendar days and the amount of bidding documents is 50,000 pesos. For contract ID 2630048, contract name is CCSP Special Road Fund Motor Vehicles Users Charge BUC as per RA 11239, Preventive Maintenance, Bundari Road, Buenavista-Kawayan Road, kilometer 35 plus 200 to kilometer 35 plus 600. Contract location is Buenavista-Kawayan Road. Approved budget for the contract is 20,370,518 and 75 centavos. Contract duration is 72 calendar days and the amount of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos. For contract ID 2016-0049, contract name 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system, asset conservation program, rehabilitation, reconstruction of roads with road slips, slope collapse, and landslide, secondary roads, Masbate Cataingan Road, kilometer 34 plus 00 to kilometer 34 plus 500. Contract location is Masbate Cataingan Road. With the approved budget for the contract amounting to 62,557,570 pesos and 49 centavos. Contract duration is 203 calendar days. Amount of bidding documents is 50,000 pesos. And for the last project, contract ID 2680-0050, contract name 001, Resources and Reliable National Road System, Asset Preservation Program, Rehabilitation, Reconstruction of roads, with slips, slope collapse, and landslide. Secondary roads, Masbate Cataingan Road, kilometer 19,
Kaya after 19 yan, tapos
minus
minus
plus
4.5.
minus 458,
Wala yan 9.
wala kang 9. 2 kilometer 19 plus or minus 260. Contact location is Masbate Cataingan Road. And the approved budget for the contract is 69,407,491 and 14 centavos. The duration of 236 calendar days and the amount of bidding documents is 50,000. That's all for basic data of interviews. So,
35 po.
So, there's no nakalagay yung memory.
35 ano?
for the review of our first project, part 8 facilities overview, 8.1.1 closed and open for 6 provision of combined field office laboratory living quarters building for the engineer rental basis. Account fee of 5.47 month. B5, project billboard signboard, 3 each. B.71, occupational signature program, 5.47 month. B81, traffic management, 5.47 month. B9, mobilization, demobilization, 1 LS. 101, clearing grabbing, 0.32 meters. 1011, removal of structure and obstruction, 1 lump sum. 1013, C2, removal of 12 structures / obstruction, 0.10 ECP. 2,197.60 square meter. 1021, unsuitable excavation, 3,685.91 cubic. 1031A, structure excavation common soil, 1,013.99 cubic meter. 10428, pumping from borrow common soil, 1,564.67 cubic meter. 1033, foundation field, 13.32 cubic meter. 10518, substrate preparation, common material, 5,343.71 square meter. 201, 201, aggregate surface course, 1,948.88 cubic meters. 3111E1, Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 280 impacting, 14 days. 5,379.2 square meter. 40418, reinforced steel, grade 40, 1,113.24 kilogram. 4041B, reinforcing steel, grade 60, 1,607.75 kilograms. 405183, structural concrete, 20.70, 68 MPD class A, 28 days, 48.76 cubic meter. 503A, line canal, rectangular reinforced concrete, 646 linear meter. 5061, stone masonry, 765.93 cubic meter. 6044, forming gutter, casting place, 646 linear meter. 6033A1, metal guardrail, metal beam, including post, single W beam, 280 linear meter. 6034B, metal beam increase bonus, image. Yes, places. 6121, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, 253.44 square meter. 612, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, 23.25 square meter. 6124, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement marking green, 90 square meter. 6248B1, paper, solar electrodes, gold green, lighting, 8 meter high, with capacity of 60 watts to 100 watts, 24 each. 1032-1A, painting works, masonry concrete, 212.52 square meters. 1032-1C, painting works, steel, 247.35 square meter. 47.35. 147.35. 1019, stone bridge in Downscott, 1 lump sum. 1046, 182 CHP, load bearing including reinforced steel, 150 mm.
Paving works.
Turn.
Basic works fail. Okay, okay.
Balik.
247.
Tapos yung
Tapos may item na ulam. Mga item.
What's the issue with us? Ano Reconstruction?
This, oh,
Yun.
plus the may structure it, may structure sa taas. Na may structure ko ano. May structure na yun.
Ikaw din.
Mamaya na sa taas. Ang malas,
Sige, cluster finishing ko.
Ano ito?
structure,
May
safe,
kilo. Sige, cluster finishing.
Metal structure.
Sige, cluster finishing. Metal structure.
may structure, safety. Kasi nag-buzzer na plastic o plastic. Okay pa naman.
CHP nato 35.04 square meter. 27.1 cement cluster finish. 170.40 square meter. And 47.1 meter structures, 1 langsam.
Lang.
That's all for Executive 005.
26 FDAs with 2 force 5.
Over.
Currently, other than requirements, 8.3 watts per week to 300, 1 lump sum. 8.5 watts, private billboard or signboard each. 3.71, professional safety and health. 1 lump sum, health program. Health program. May program. May program bisa. Amo po, kaya gawin ko yung mga saan. Kaya ano po, building, walang
Building pa na yun eh.
na program.
So, tama. Mali na siya.
Sa 3.91 mobilization or demobilization by NAMSA. Part C, earthwork. Which one is 801, removal of structures and obstruction, 1 lump sum. 803, 1A, structural excavation, common soil, 44.09 cubic meter. 804, 1A, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, 23.52 cubic meters. 804, 2A, embankment from barrow, common soil, 57.84 cubic meters. 804, 7 gravel field, 9.51 cubic meters. 4B, reinforced concrete, 901 I, structural concrete plus 8 and 8 days, 47.73 cubic meters. 902, 1A1, reinforcing steel before grade 40, 6,138 kilograms. 902, 1A, reinforcing steel before grade 60. Ay, sabay na lang. 3,268.93 kilogram. 903, 2 formworks and post works, 376.54 square meters. Part D, finishing and other city works, 1,001.8 sewer line works, 1 lump sum. 1,001.9 storm drainage and downspout, 1 lump sum. 1,002, 4 plumbing fixtures, 1 lump sum. 1,024, old water line works, 1 lump sum. 1,003, 1A1, ceiling, 547 4.5 mm thick, on metal frame, 92.56 square meters. 1,003, 17 carpentry and joinery works, 1 lump sum. 1,007, 1A, aluminum frame glass door sliding type, 7.77 square meters. 1,007, 1B, aluminum frame glass doors main pipe, 9.62 square meters. 1,008, 1A, aluminum glass windows sliding type, 14.46 square meters. 1,008, 1C, aluminum glass windows awning type, 8.8 square meters. 1,008, 1D, aluminum glass windows fixed type, 4.16 square meters. 1,010, 2B, doors with panel, 3.99 square meters. 1,014, 1B2, 3 painted metal sheets, long span, grid type, 12.427 mm thick, 48.73 square meters. 1,018, 1, glazed tiles and frames, 89.31 square meters. 1,018, 2, 18.2, unglazed tiles, 25.49 square meters. 1027 cement plaster finish, 448.88 square meters. 1032 painting works, masonry concrete, 184.20 square meters. 1032 painting works wood, 100.54 square meters. 1032 painting works steel, 47.62 square meters. 1043 PVC doors and frames, 1.33 square meters. 1046 281 CHP non-load bearing including reinforced steel, 100 MMT, 42.31 square meters. 1046 280 CHB non-load bearing including reinforcing steel, 150 mm, 193.3 square meters. 1047 for A metal structure accessories, bolts and rods, 64 each. 1047 5B metal structure accessories, stud rods, 39.95 kilograms. 1047 5D metal structure accessories, steel plates, 150.72 kilograms. 1047 8A structural steel trusses, 678.24 kilograms. 1047 8B structural steel purlins, 296.73 kilograms. 1051 1A railings, 1 lump sum. Port F electrical, 1110 conduits, boxes and fittings, conduit works and conduit racking, 1 lump sum. 1101 33 wires and wiring devices, 1 lump sum. 1102 panel board with main and branch breakers, 1 lump sum. 1103 lighting fixtures, 1 lump sum. 1004 auxiliary system, 1 lump sum. Naman.
Apo.
Thanks. Kung lagi yung si Jesús 46, Part 8.1.16 provisional of combined purpose laboratory living quarters building for engineering. Technical basis 2.931. Part B, P5 predictive board and sideboard slash and chainboard 3 each. D.71 Enhancing Tenant Protocol 2.931. D.81 Management 2.931. D9 Organization and Organization 1 lump sum. Part C 1 Suitable Destination 3.48 cubic meter. 104 stage Martin Navarro 1 35.70 cubic meter. 103 Foundation B 4.32 cubic meter. Part B 201 aggregate service course 442.80 cubic meter. Part B 30218 bituminous scaffold RC cutback asphalt grade 70 21,002.80 square meter. Grade 1A bituminous concrete surface filling course at grade 13 M 7,501.40 square meter. Grade 2C bituminous concrete surface binder course at grade 15 M 10,501.40 square meter. 311 for plants made concrete pavement and reinforced 280 mm thick for 6 days. 2,214 square meters. Party 40418 enforcing steel 340 399.82 kilograms. 404 enforcing steel 360 1,155.83 kilograms. 405 structural concrete 20 from 68 MPa plus 8 days 22.34 cubic meter. 598 canal rectangular reinforced concrete 187 linear meter. 5061 stone masonry 229.2 cubic meter. Part H 604 curving gutter cast in place 187 linear meter. 6033E1, Little Garden, Little Beam, including post single double beam, 102 linear meter, 6034B, Little Beam, and piece bonus, 2 each. 612 one reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings wide, 498.91 square meter. 6122 reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow, 42 square meter. 6243B1 tapered solar LED lighting, 8 meter high, 60 watts to 100 watts, 30 each. 103218 building works, masonry homes, 16.2 square meter. 103218 building works, steel, 82.40 square meters. That's all. It's funny. Tama matanda. Or contract is 0047. Article 21.16 provision of combined field office laboratory and living quarter building for engineer, technical basis, 3.5 months. Part B, P5, particle board, design board, 3 each. 3.71, Occupational Safety and Health Program, 3.5 month. 3.81, Traffic Management, 3.5 month. P9, Mobilization, Demobilization, 1 lump sum. Part 6, 1021, Suitable Excavation, 88.70 cubic meter. 10408, Bumping from Barrow, Homo soil, 52.36 cubic meter. 1033, Foundation field, 6.34 cubic meter. Party 201, aggregate service course, 601.2 cubic meter. Party 30218, bituminous scaffold, RC flat asphalt 370, 31,663.2 square meter. Rating 1A, bituminous concrete surface bearing force, athlete 30 mm, 15,831.60 square meter. Rating 2C, bituminous concrete surface binder force, athlete 15 m, 15,831.60 square meter. 3111A1 Portland cement concrete treatment and reinforced 280 mm thick, 14 days, 3,006 square meter. 4418 enforcing steel grade 40, 586.39 kilograms. 4041B reinforcing steel grade 60, 1,695.21 kilograms. 405183 structural concrete 20.68 MPa class A 28 days 32.76 cubic meter. 503A line canal rectangular reinforced concrete 885 linear meter. In part H 604 curving gutter casting place 885 linear meter. 6121 reflectorized thermoplastic thermoplastic pavement markings 676.16 square meter. 6122 reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow 75 square meter. 6248P1 tapered solar lit roadway lighting 8 meter high, 60 watts to 100 watts, 44 inch. That's all for contract and decision for the settlements. For contract and decision Part 8.1.16 provision of combined field office, laboratory, and living quarters building for the engineer rental basis, low point 40 month. Part B, B5, project billboard, signboard, 3H. 3.71 Occupational Safety and Health Program, 2.41. 3.81 Traffic Management, 2.41. E9 Mobilization, one lump sum, Part C. 1021 Unsuitable Excavation, 56.45 kilometers. 10428 Embankment from Barrow, Common Soil, 33.32 cubic meter. 1033 Foundation Field, 4.03 cubic meter. Part D, 201 Aggregate Service Force, 240 cubic meters. Part A, 30218 Bituminous Scaffold RC Canvas Asphalt, grade 70, 12,640 square meters. Grade 1A, Bituminous Concrete Surface Bearing Force, hot grade 13M, 6,320 square meter. Grade 2C, Bituminous Concrete Surface Binder Force, hot grade 50 mm, 6,320 square meter. 311 E1 Portland Cement Concrete Pavement unreinforced 280 mm thick, 14 days, 1,200 square meters. RD 40418 reinforcing steel grade 40, 373.15 kilograms. 4041B reinforcing steel grade 60, 1,078.77 kilograms. 405 structural concrete 20.68 DPWH class A in 8 days, 20.85 cubic meter, part inch, 612 reflectorized thermoplastic pavement, markings wide, 270.17 square meter. So for H1, tapered solar link, road relighting, elevator height, 60 watts, 100 watts, 28 each. That's all for Buenavista till 48.
Inay.
49. I have some.
Opo.
Contract AG 0049. Part A 8.1.16 provision of a combined field office laboratory and living quarters building for the engineer clinical basis 6.77 months. Part B B5 project billboard signboard PH 3.71 occupational safety and health program 6.77 month. B.81 traffic management 6.77 month. B9, B9 mobilization, immobilization, one lump sum. Part C, 101, clearing and grabbing, 0.49 acres. 1011, removal of structure and structure, one lump sum. 102, 1021, suitable excavation, 1,485.35 cubic meters. 10428, bumping from Barrow, Common Soil, 982.31 cubic meter, 1033 formation field, 4.90 cubic meters, 10518 subgrade preparation common soil, 4,300.05 square meter.
Common soil?
Common material.
Okay.
Common material.
So, sali mo kibas.
4,338.05 square meter. Parting 201 aggregate service course 561.49 cubic meter. Part A 31118 E1 Portland Cement Concrete Treatment unreinforced 280 in 14 days 5,175.5 square meter. Part B 4041A reinforcing steel grade 40 2,763.49 kilograms. 4041B reinforcing steel grade 60 1,309.94 kilograms. 4051A3 structural concrete 20.68 MVE plus 8.8 days. 43.44 cubic meters. 503A 9 canal rectangular reinforced concrete 155 linear meters. 5061 stone masonry 5,328.5 cubic meter. Part H 403 legal structures, one lump sum. 604 curbing gutter cast in place 155 linear meter. 603 3A1 metal guardrail metal beam loading post single W beam 704.60 linear meter. 603 4B metal beam and piece fullness 8H. 6121 reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings wide 368.63 square meter. 6124 reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings green 75 square meter. 624 8B1 tapered solar LED roof lightning 8 meter high 60 watts to 100 watts 34H. Lightning.
Ano no?
Lightning. Lightning lang. Mahirap ako. 1032 1A printing works masonry concrete 143.4 square meter. 1032 1C printing works steel 768 726.88 square meter. 1046 2A1 CHP non-load bearing including reinforcing steel 100 mm 647.28 square meter. 1027 cement 1027 1 cement cluster finish 970.92 square meter. That's all for contract 8004. That's naman. For contract 8005, Part 8.1.16 provision of combined field office laboratory and living quarters building for the engineer rental basis 7.87 month. Part B E5 project billboard design board 3H B.71 occupational safety and health program 7.87 month. B.81 traffic management 7.87 month. B9 mobilization demobilization 1 lump sum. Part C 101 clearing and grabbing 0.19 hectares. 101 removal of structures and obstruction 1 lump sum. 1021 unsuitable excavation 4004.35 cubic meter. 1042A embankment from borrow common soil 16,276.18 cubic meter. 103 condition fields 3.17 cubic meter. 10518 subgrid preparation common material 4,338.05 square meter. Partly 201 aggregate surface force 384.12 cubic meter. Part E 3111E1 Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 280 mm thick 14 days 1,920.60 square meter. Part E 4041A reinforcing steel grade 40 36,200.84 kilograms. 4041B reinforcing steel grade 60 53,825.40 kilograms. 4051A3 structural concrete 20.68 in PA class A 28 days. 2,755.54 cubic meter. 503 503 3A light canal rectangular reinforced concrete 396 linear meter. 561 stone masonry 670.45 cubic meter. 508 100 rock embankment 6,835 cubic meter. Part H 403 metal structures 1 lump sum 604 curbing gutter cast in place 396 linear meter. 603 3A1 metal guardrail metal beam including post single W beam 326 linear meter. 603 4B metal beam and piece fullness for each. 612 1 reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings wide 165.55 square meter. 612 reflectorized plastic equipment markings green, 75 square meter. 624 tapered solar lit urban lighting, 8 meter high, 60 watts to 100 watts, 22 each, 1032 1A painting works, masonry concrete, 51.60 square meter, 1032 1C painting works, steel, 262.40 square meter, 1046 A1 to A1 CHP non-load bearing including reinforcing steel 100 mm, 20.88 square meter, 1027 1 cement plaster finish, 31.32 square meter. That's all for project EP005. Yes. For Preventive EP035, the required minimum pickup license for this contract is as follows. Size range medium A, license category B, allowable range of contract cost up to 150 million. Based on Department Order number 110 series of 2024 implementation of ISO certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors to the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department. Major categories of works are civil, roads, construction PCP. Similar categories of works are RB, roads, rehabilitation PCP, RCTP, roads, construction, tunnel PCCP, based on the Department Order 164 series of 2025, updated guidelines for determination of major and particular categories of work and eligibility. The minimum work experience requirements for key personnel are as follows. Project manager, 5, general and relevant experience. Project manager, project engineer, 3 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience, and also accredited as to the 169 series of 2025. Materials engineer, general experience is 3 years, relevant experience is also 3 years. For construction foreman, general experience is 2 years and relevant experience is also 2 years. Accredited safety officer and first aider are required upon issuance of notice of award subject to Department Memorandum Circular number 33 series of 2025 as per law the Department Order 252 series of 2025. The capable to meet the following numbers of years of work experience. 1. The experience means total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering consultancy service. 2. Include the tax identification number, TIN of the key personnel, compliance to the DEO 98 series of 2016, revised guidelines on application of contractors, consultants, materials engineer, and 3. Include the accreditation number and contract number of the materials engineer. For the minimum equipment requirement for this project, 1 low-bed trailer truck, 2 backhoe roller type, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 Go, backhoe, roller. Awan lang pa. Number. Authorized regulator with starting wire, 106 horsepower. EC built-in B, one unit, vibratory roller, 10 metric tons, 125 horsepower. SD 100 DC, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 units. Freeloader, 1.5 cubic meter. LX 80 2C, 1 unit. Cargo service stick truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck slash pump, 16,000 liters, 1 unit. Bulldozer, 167 horsepower, DH 175, 1 unit. Cargo truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Transit mixer, 5 cubic meter, 4 units. Concrete vibrator with flexible shaft type number QH head Q with 5 amperes gasoline drive unit. 2 units. Concrete batch plant 30 cubic meter, 1 unit. Concrete spreader 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete saw with 14-inch blade diameter with 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Applicator machine, 1 unit. Cleaning machine, 1 unit. Joint sealer machine, gas or diesel driven with hot or cold spray nozzle, 1 unit. Bar cutter with 25 mm max lever diameter, grade 40, single phase, 1 unit. Bar cutter, 42 mm max lever diameter, grade 40, 3 phase, 1 unit. Bar bender, 25 mm max lever diameter, 3 phase, 1 unit. One bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet, 1 unit. Plate compactor, 5 horsepower, 1 unit. Backhoe, wheel type, 0.37 cubic yard, 1 unit. Barricade flasher light, 16 units. Boom truck, 197 horsepower, NXG 1160, D3ZA L1X, 1 unit. Building machine, 500 amperes, gas diesel driven, 2 units. Cutting outfit, 2 units. That's all for the minimum requirement of this project. The lead security shall be informed of its securing inclination or use at least one of any of the following.
For next, for 26 days, is reporting by the reporting pickup license, size range is small B, license category is C and D. Will range of contract category 30 million. Same the old management. Major categories of works is PICWOPLC, buildings, construction without piles, low rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. Similar categories of works are BACWPH, CCP, buildings, construction with piles, high rise concrete frame, custom place piles, 6 and above stories. BICWPLCCP, 16 buildings, construction with piles, low rise concrete frame, custom place. 16 and above stories. The ACWP LCCP buildings construction with piles low rise. Custom place frame, custom place piles. Concrete frame, custom with the auto pile. ACWP HCDB buildings construction with piles, high rise concrete frame. Driven piles, 6 and above stories. VACWP HCDB 16 buildings, construction with piles, high rise concrete frame, driven piles. BAC, BACW LCDP buildings construction with valves, low-rise concrete frame driven valves 1 to 5 stories. BACW OPHC buildings construction without valves, high-rise concrete frame 6 and above stories. BACW OPHC 16 buildings construction without valves, high-rise concrete frame 6 and above stories, 16 and above. 6 and above stories. BACWP MCBP buildings construction with piles, medium rise concrete frame building piles 6 to 15 stories. BACWP MCCP buildings construction with piles, medium rise concrete frame, gas in place piles 6 to 15 stories. BACWOP MC buildings construction without piles, medium rise concrete frame 6 to 15 stories based on DEO. The minimum work experience requirements for people are the same. The previously mentioned project for all. For the minimum leader equipment requirements. Backhoe 0.8 cubic meter, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yards, 2 units. Plate compactor 5 HP, 1 unit. One bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet per minute, 1 unit. Bar cutter, single phase, 1 unit. Bar bender, 3 phase, 1 unit. Welding machine, 9 amperes, 48 HP, 2 units. Cutting outfit, 1 unit. Cross mounted crane, 20-25 pound, 1 unit. Same conditions still for the additional meter equipment. Then for the bid security, still is in the board or bid security and at least one of the following.
For conduct diesel 0.5 the required minimum legal license for this contract is as follows.
40 ano po?
48.
46 pa lang kita. 6 pa lang po.
47.
The required minimum legal license for this contract is as follows. Size range medium A. License category D. Allowable range of contract cost up to 150 million with compliance to Department Order 120 series of 2024. For the major categories of works, RCA, road construction asphalt, and similar category of works is RRA, roads, rehabilitation asphalt, and with compliance to the Department Order number 164 series of 2025. With the same key personnel as to the previous project. And for the minimum equipment requirements, low-bit trailer truck, 1 unit, boom truck, 197 horsepower, NXT 1160 D3, Z8L1X, 1 unit, cargo service steam truck, 2 to 5 metric ton, 1 unit, water truck pump, 16,000 liter, 1 unit, cargo truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit, plate compactor, 5 horsepower, 1 unit, asphalt river and asphalt distributor, 80 horsepower, NF 22 IIBDM, 1 unit, pneumatic tire ruler, 10 metric tons, 107 horsepower, 5 WHL 9.00X 24 PR, 1 unit, tandem steel ruler, 1 unit, motorized road grader, 163 horsepower, E17B, 1 unit, vibrator ruler, 10 metric tons, 155 horsepower, SD 100 DC, 1 unit, power broom, 1 unit, bar cutter with 25 max river diameter, grade 40, single phase, 1 unit, bar binder with 25 max river diameter, 3 phase, 1 unit, one bagger mixer for 6 cubic feet, 1 unit, concrete vibrator with flexible shaft type, 2-inch head with 5 amperes gasoline drive unit, 1 unit. Backup crawler, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 unit. Applicator machine 1 unit. Milling machine 1 unit. Barricade flashlight 8 units. Transit mixer 5 cubic meter, 2 units. Concrete batch plant 30 cubic meter, 1 unit. Concrete skidder 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete saw with 14-inch blade, rebar with 4 and 3/4-inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Bar cutter with 25 above rebar diameter, 340 3-piece, 1 unit. And joint sealer machine, gas or diesel driven with hot or cold spring nozzle, 1 unit. That's all for the minimum requirement for this contract. For this project, the bid security shall be in the board of bid securing declaration as shown at least one of any shown. For contract fee 0.47, the required minimum fee of license for this contract is as follows. Size range medium A, license category B, allowable rate of contract cost up to 150 million, and again with compliance to Department Order 110 series of 2024. Our major categories of works are RP, roads, rehabilitation, PCCP. Similar categories of works, RCP, roads, construction, PCCP, RCPP, roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP, and with compliance to Department Order 164 series of 2025. With the same minimum key personnel requirement as to the previous project, and our minimum equipment requirement for this project are as follows. Loaded trailer truck 1 unit, boom truck 107 horsepower, NXT 1160 D3Z8 L1X 1 unit, cargo service stake truck 2 to 5 metric tons 1 unit, water truck pump 16,000 liter 1 unit, cargo truck 9 to 10 metric tons 1 unit, plate compactor 5 horsepower 1 unit, asphalt paver and asphalt distributor 80 horsepower, NF220 BII 1 unit, pneumatic tire ruler 10 metric tons 107 horsepower, 5 WHL 9.00X 4PR 1 unit, tandem steel ruler 1 unit, motorized roof grader 163 horsepower, E17B 1 unit, vibratory roller 10 metric tons 125 horsepower, PST 100 DC 1 unit, power broom 1 unit, power cutter with 25 mm max bar diameter, 840 single base 1 unit, power binder with 25 mm max bar diameter, 3-piece 1 unit, 1 bagger mixer 4 to 6 cubic feet 1 unit, complete vibrator with flexible shock type 2-inch head with 5 amperes gasoline drive unit 1 unit, backup crawler type 0.80 cubic meter 1 unit, applicator machine 1 unit, milling machine 1 unit, barricade flashlight 8 units, transit mixer 5 cubic depth 5 cubic meter 2 units, complete batch plant 30 cubic meter 1 unit, concrete spreader 5.5 horsepower 1 unit, concrete saw with 14-inch blade diameter and with 4 and 3/4-inch cutting depth 1 unit, bar cutter with 25 mm above rebar diameter with 48 1 unit, and joint sealer machine, gas or diesel driven with hot or cold spring nozzle 1 unit. Okay.
Wala ka na equipment.
Walang the same.
Wala. 47.
For this project, the bid security shall be in the form of bid security declaration in at least one of any of the following as shown in the screen. For contract case 0048, the minimum required legal license for this contract is as follows. Size range, small bid, license category, CND, allowable range of contract cost up to 30 million. With compliance to Department Order Number 110 Series of 2024. Our major categories of works are CA roads, construction, asphalt, and our similar category of works are RA roads, rehabilitation, asphalt, and with compliance to the Department Order Number 164 Series of 2025. With the same key personnel requirement as to the previous project. For the minimum equipment requirement, Ruby drill truck, 1 unit, boom truck, 197 horsepower, NXT 1160 D3 CA L1X, 1 unit, cargo service state truck, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit, water truck pump, 16,000 liter, 1 unit, cargo truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit, gate compactor, 5 horsepower, 1 unit. Asphalt paver and asphalt distributor, 80 horsepower, and F2020 BII BDM, 1 unit, pneumatic tire ruler, 10 metric tons, 107 horsepower, 5 WHL 9.00 XPMC, 4 PR, 1 unit, tandem steel ruler, 1 unit, motorized road grader, 163 horsepower, G17B, 1 unit, vibratory roller, 10 metric tons, 125 horsepower, SD 100 DC, 1 unit, power broom, 1 unit, power cutter with 25 mm max record diameter, grade 40, single piece, 1 unit, power binder with 25 mm max record diameter, three piece, 1 unit, one bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet, 1 unit, concrete vibrator with flexible shaft, type 2 H head, cube with 5 uppers, gasoline drive unit, 1 unit, vacuum roller, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 unit, applicator machine, 1 unit, kneading machine, 1 unit, barricade flasher line, 8 units, transit mixer, 5 cubic meters, 2 units, transit batch plant, 30 cubic meter, 1 unit, concrete strider, 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit, concrete saw with 14-inch width diameter and with 4 and 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit, work cutter, 25 mm above river diameter, grade 40, 3 piece, 1 unit, and joint sealer machine, customer, diesel driven with hot or cold spray nozzle, 1 unit. For this project, the bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration. Or choose at least one of any of the following as shown in the screen. For contract fee 0049, the required minimum vehicle license for this contract is as follows. Size straight, medium A, license category B, allowable range of contract cost up to 150 million. With compliance with Department Order Number 120 Series of 2024. Our major category works are CP roads, construction PCCP. Similar categories works are RP roads, rehabilitation PCCP, RCTP roads, construction tunnel PCCP, and with compliance with the Department Order 164 Series of 2025, and with the same key personnel requirements as to the previous project. Our minimum equipment requirement for this project is as follows. Low-bed trailer truck, 1 unit. Backhoe roller, 0.80 cubic meter, 1 unit. Motorized corrugator with scarifier, 163 horsepower, E17B, 1 unit. Vibratory roller, 10 metric tons, 125 horsepower, ST100 DC, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 units. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter, LXED-2C, 1 unit. Cargo service, stick trucks, 2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck pump, 16,000 liter, 1 unit. Bulldozers, 167 horsepower, DX175, 1 unit. Cargo truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Transit fixer, 5 cubic meter, 4 units. Concrete vibrator with flexible shaft type, 2-inch head tube with 5 amperes gasoline drive unit, 2 units. Concrete batchman, 30 cubic meter, 1 unit. Concrete spreader, 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete saw with 14-inch blade diameter and with 4 and 3/4 inch cutting depth, 1 unit. Applicator machine, 1 unit. Milling machine, 1 unit. Joint sealer machine, gas or diesel driven with hot or cold spray nozzle, 1 unit. Bar cutter, 25 mm max silver diameter, 840 single piece, 1 unit. Bar cutter with 42 mm max silver diameter, 340. 3 piece, 1 unit. Bar binder, 25 mm max silver diameter, 3 piece, 1 unit. One bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet, 1 unit. 8 compactor, 5 horsepower, 1 unit. Backhoe wheel type, 0.37 cubic yard, 1 unit. Bar flashlight, 16 units. And
16.
16. Bar flashlight, 16. And boom truck, 197 horsepower, NX E1160D3C L1X, 1 unit boom truck.
Opo.
Yes. For this project, the bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or choose at least one of any of the following as shown in screen. Last project, 26-8-001. 50. Okay. The required minimum pickup license for this contract is as follows. Size range, medium A, license category B, allowable range and contract cost up to 150 million, with compliance with Department Order number 110 series of 2024. Our medium category works are CP, roads, construction, PCCP. Similar categories of works are RP, roads, rehabilitation, PCCP, RCTP, roads, construction, tunnel, PCCP, PCP, in compliance with Department Order number 164 series of 2025, with the same key personnel requirements as to the previous projects. Our minimum equipment requirement for this project. Low-bed trailer truck, 1 unit. Backhoe roller, 0.80 cubic, 1 unit. Motorized corrugator with scarifier, 160 horsepower, D710B, 1 unit. Vibratory roller, 10 metric tons, 125 horsepower, ST100 DC, 1 unit. Dump truck, 12 cubic yard, 2 units. Payloader, 1.5 cubic, LX80-2C, 1 unit. Cargo service stick truck, 2.2 to 5 metric tons, 1 unit. Water truck pump, 16,000 liter, 1 unit. Bulldozer, 167 horsepower, X175, 1 unit. Cargo truck, 9 to 10 metric tons, 1 unit. Transit mixer, 5 cubic meter, 4 units. Concrete vibrator, flexible shaft type, 2-inch head tube with 5 amperes gasoline drive unit, 2 units. Concrete batch plant, 30 cubic meter, 1 unit. Concrete spreader, 5.5 horsepower, 1 unit. Concrete saw, with 14-inch blade diameter with 4 and 3/4 cutting depth, 1 unit. Kneading machine, applicator machine, 1 unit. Kneading machine, 1 unit. Joint sealer machine, gas or diesel driven with hot or cold spray nozzle, 1 unit. Bar cutter with 25 mm max rim or diameter, take 40 single phase 1 unit. Bar cutter with 42 mm max rim or diameter, take 40 3 phase 1 unit. Bar binder 25 mm max rim or diameter, 3 phase 1 unit. One bagger mixer 4 to 6 cubic feet 1 unit. Plate compactor 5 horsepower 1 unit. Tractor wheel type 137 cubic yard 1 unit. Barricade flashlight 16 units and contract 197 horsepower and XQ11 16 CL1X 1 unit.
Okay.
The bid security shall be in the form of bid securing declaration or choose at least one of any of the following as shown in the screen. That's all for the details.
Let's have instruction to make. Legal documents instruction procedures. The first bid envelope shall contain the following legal documents, including the eligibility documents. First is the field deck certificate of registration to the platinum membership in accordance with section 20 of the IRR. And pickup license and registration in case of joint venture levy. And statement of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or non-similar in nature and complexity to the contract delivery. And the statement of the leaders SLCC in accordance with IT clause 5.5. The SLCC shall be supported by an owner certificate of final acceptance issued by the project owner other than the contractor, or a final rating of at least satisfactory is the best, or a similar performance and monitoring system in case of contracts with the private sector. An equivalent document shall be submitted. The NFCC computation in accordance with IPP clause 526 is equal to current assets minus current liabilities times 15, and is the value of all outstanding or unpaid portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including award of contracts yet to be started when signing the competitive project. Then the joint venture agreement, JDA. And the bid security that was form and amount in accordance with IP clause 15 and validity period under IP clause 15. In the project requirements, we shall include the following organizational chart of the personnel to be deployed for the procurement project to begin. In the list of contractors personnel, this is same as project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen to be assigned to the procurement project to begin with their complete qualifications and experience data. These personnel must meet the required minimum years experience set in the begins. And the list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project, so these may be, which must meet the minimum requirements for the contract set in the BDS. And the omnibus sworn statement in accordance with section 4.3 of the IRR. So as in disclosure regulations and beneficial ownership correspond to sections 81 and 82 of the IRR. And for the second bid envelope, to contain the following financial bid form, which includes the bid prices, bill of quantities in accordance with IPP clause 13.1, detailed unit price analysis, including salary sheet for unit prices and rates, then the cash flow by quarter. Thank you, Engineer Prieta and Engineer Prieta. That's now with the discussion on the criteria and procedure for the procurement activities from the eligibility checking validation was of the large request for procurement engineering.
Morning, so, procurement will previous this competency meeting based on RA 1209 or the Duke Government Procurement Law. So the lowest calculated responsibility is as the criteria for award. So discuss ko po yung drop openings and preliminary examinations of bids. The box shall open the bids on public immediately after the deadline for submission of received bids as specified in the PS. In case the bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to the supplied reasons, the box shall take custody of the submitted bids to the scheduled audit bids on the next 14 days or at the soonest possible time through The issuance of notice of postpone be posted on the PDM's website and the website. The procuring entity concerns. For the lowest regulated responsibility, the bank shall open the technical and financial proposals on the same day. Evaluation and comparison of fees. Members of the bank, its staff, and personnel, secretariat, and DPWH as well as observers are prohibited from making or accepting any communication with any bidders regarding the evaluation of their bids until the issuance of the notice of award and is otherwise allowed in the case of typical state report. Any effort by the bidder to influence the procuring entity's decision in respect of the bid evaluation, bid comparison, or contract award will result in the rejection of the bid. Verification of bids to assist in the evaluation, comparison, and cost qualification of the bids. The procured entity may ask in writing any bidder for verification of its bid. Or responses to requests for verification shall be in writing. Any verification submitted by the bidder in respect to its bid that is not in response to the request of the procured entity shall not be considered. Detailed evaluation and comparison of bids. The procured entity's evaluation of bids shall be based on the bid price quoted in the bid form, which includes the bid of what we bid. The procured entity will undertake the detailed evaluation and comparison of the bids, which shall have passed the opening and preliminary submission of bid. For so on to ITB classification to determine the lowest calculated bid. Our criterion shall be determined as follows. For lowest calculated bid, the detailed evaluation of the financial component of bids establish the correct calculation prices of the bids. And the ranking of the total bid prices as calculated from the lowest to highest, where the bids with the lowest price shall be identified as the lowest calculated bid. The bank shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of its bid using non-discretionary criteria and considering the following: completeness of the bid, unless the BDS allows partial bids not addressing or providing all the requirement items in the BDS shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. Arithmetical correction. The bank shall consider computational error and omission to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. Consider bid correction if expressly allowed in the videos. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. Post qualification. The bank shall determine its satisfaction whether the bidder that is evaluated as saving submitted the lowest calculated bid and is responsive to all requirements and conditions specified in ITB class 5 and 12. The bidders with not extendable of period of 5 calendar days from the receipt of the notice from the bank that it submitted the lowest calculated bid shall submit all the eligibility documents of supporting expedient certificate of registration, platinum membership, its latest income and business tax returns, filed for the preceding quarter, which should not go earlier than 2 quarters from the date of submission receipt of bid. In other appropriate licenses and permits required by law, is stated in the BDS. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that the finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security. The determinations are based upon an examination of the documentary evidence, the bidder's qualifications submitted for water, as well as the other information as the procuring entity deems necessary and appropriate. Using a non-discretionary path or grading criteria, which shall be completed within a period of 12 calendar days. If the bank determines that the bidder withdraws a completed bid, what is all criteria for post qualification, it shall declare the said bid as the lowest calculated responsibility and recommend to the home the award of contract with the said bidder. At each submitted bid price or its calculated bid price, whichever is lower, or in the case of quality-based evaluation procedure, submitted bid price or its negotiated price, whichever is lower. If however, the bank determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid fails to meet the post-qualification criteria, it shall immediately notify the bidder in writing of its post-disqualification grounds for such determination. Within a period not exceeding 10 calendar days from the determination by the bank of the lowest calculated responsibility and the recommendation to award the contract, the home or its duly authorized representative shall approve or disapprove the said recommendation. In case of approval, the home or its duly authorized representative shall immediately issue a notice of award to the bidder with the lowest calculated responsibility. In the event that the approving authority shall disapprove the resolution of on the award of the contract, such disapproval shall be based on only on valid, reasonable, and justifiable grounds as enumerated under section 70 of the IFR or the reservation clause. To be expressed in writing, a copy of the decision is approving the resolution of the requirements to the bank and the bidder. Contract award subject to IPC plus 26. The home or its duly authorized representative shall award the contract to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated responsibility. Prior to the expiration of the period of bid validity, the procuring entity shall notify the winning bidder in writing that its bid has been accepted through a notice of award duly received by the bidder or its representative personally or by the registered mail or electronically. Receipt of which must be confirmed in writing within 2 days by the bidder with the lowest calculated responsibility as applicable and submitted personally or sent by registered mail or electronically to the procurement institute. Within 10 calendar days from the receipt by the winning bidder of the notice of award, the following conditions should be complied with before the contract may be awarded. Submission of the following documents, valid joint venture agreement, if applicable. Number two, the second certificate of registration of the foreign corporation, if applicable, or valid pickup license and registration for the license and also the permit for water leaders. When the treaty or international or executive agreement express allows submission, such license and registration as a precondition to the notice of award. Posting of the performance security in accordance with ITB Clause 30 and signing of the contract as provided in ITB Clause 20. That's all. Thank you.
First agenda. So for our second agenda, are there any questions or comments from the leaders? That needs to be replied by the box or our senior representative from the community. Wala. Wala. And for our third agenda, other matters. Are there any other matters to be discussed? Right.
Our schedule for the open office on August 4, 10 a.m. in the morning. So the schedule is evaluation August 5 to 11 and post qualifications in August 21.
Then for our fourth agenda, the summary of proceedings will be made. Supplemental or week meetings will be.
Saan na record yung 35 yung
Sa DEO.
for ang gather or the gather tapos quality ng painting works Steve. Then additional yung
Kulang na.
kulang na tatlong may sa ano,
Sa equipment po, may mga kulang na equipment sa 26FJ0047, tapos 26FJ0014. Tapos sa 50, wala pong boom truck. Kulang po eh.
Bago na lesson, ini errors from this ini data, which is corporation within the issue is preventive order. Maybe legal to the programmer from here's plan. English share.
For revision pa kami sir sa IDS. The last question na ano
4950.
sa 4950. Sa ano lang sir,
Anong revision din?
kung revision sir yung additional pa sir na yung revision po sa magdadagdag po sa kung sa kailangan na po sir sa kailangan contract ID 20 sir 49. Tapos yung sa parehas din sir sa 26/035, may pina-add lang po sa wedding si Chief na lagyan ng logo natin yung wedding ko para ma-request value sa natin. Sa unang plan kasi sir, wala yung wiring sa wedding na ito sa program. So, sinabihan niya ako kahapon na yun lang yung coordination namin sa third ID. 26/035. Sabi ko lang sir yung may nakita ko sir sa engineer Nel, yung item na nagamit ko sir sa asphalt para sa emulsified. Palitan ko na ako ng P-item. Tama po yung materials, yung P-item ko yung palitan ko lang po. Wala na akong mababago sa ABC sa quantities. Yung P-item lang po. P-item lang. P-item number and descriptors.
Anong
RC cut ba? Palitan ko lang yung
anong project ID?
47, 48, 48, 47, 48. 47.
So this phone number is anong klase kayo? Okay. Anong question mo sa inyo?
Para makita
Yung para
ano ka ng BO ka na lang? Tanong ka 48, 48. BOQ.
Giving much.
Okay man siya, yeah, same as very.
Barangay first.
Same here yung.
48.
Ini po, amin.
Hindi, lalaki pa na. So, yung asphalt.
Din ko yan.
Parang last. Ang hinaanay ko.
48 po.
46 daw. 49, 46. 47.
Fix ka sa Cataingan.
Ade 46.
Tapos din.
Same lang.
44, yung 47.
That is.
Yes, sir. Same lang, sir. Same lang.
Same lang.
Po, sir, yung
Kanina lang.
description and item number na
Din.
ano. Ang kontributo po. Palitan ko lang, sir, ng item, sir, na ano, sa emulsified asphalt na lang, sir, yung gagamitin. Kasi yung materials, sir, na ginamit ni sir. So, kailangan ko palitan ko na lang, sir, ng item. Same lang po yung quantity at saka yung ABC, di naman po magbabago.
Takbo siya, parang takbo.
item and description.
Emulsified na lang, pwede yung babago yun.
Pesos.
Yan lang, sir, yung ano, dito sa tatlo. Magbibigay na lang siguro ako ng bagong ano mamaya.
Apo.
Sila na mawala.
Kung ano, may pagkakalitan ko before Tuesday, para makamagat tayo.
Mga supplemental pa.
Before kung may ano is, isabay-sabay na lang para sa itahan. Kasi kung magpapasa yan, magagawa kayo. Tapos may bago naman para sa sige. Isa lang para hindi hinihintay pa.
Wala lang siguro semester ba kayong sawang?
Isa.
Or may sir, yung tatlo, may item lang. Yung dalawa, yung sa logo na pina-revise ni Chief, pinalagyan. So, makaas ng quantity doon sa amin. Tapos yung sa may ginagawa kaya pa naman.
Expert ka na. Expert ka na.
Pinakamatagal.
Is that changes?
Kaya sabi kasi, nung last, kung dali na, yung hapon na,
Siguro naman yung Gusto lang hindi sa amin naman sa
Ganyan lang mas madam.
Tingnan hapon ko yun.
Friend yan ko kami din.
Ano sa tingin ko lang yun pala. Ano pala nung kaya hapon na doon nag-stock. Papadasa na ako sa inyo mas maalam. Pandi lang.
So, thank you very much sa report. Receiving yung so, everything comes from the government sa teacher. So, kung meron kami hindi napansin ngayon, gawin is audios information and then we will last to the official order, which is the supplemental order. Those prospective guests is we will make what is this supplemental order for that okay. So I think that is for our daily conference activities. Thank you. Yes.